Here we are flying today at Chuck, Councillor Barkley and myself. It's a beautiful fall day and hope to have a great tour and see the fall colors.
Just need to get Chuck, just put your feet down there, but just don't press on the pedals, all right? Because I need room here to move the controls.
Speaking of, boy, that was quite an email from Bill.
Yeah. Or get a call from that.
Hey, it's Chuck Charlton.
And Colin Best.
And we're here with our second flight over Milton. And so this flight took place on October 8th, 2013.
And this is touring Milton and just showing some of the new features that are being built in town and also some of the neighborhood analysis by Chuck.
Yeah, that's great. So right now we're taking off from the Burlington Air Park and we're in, what kind of a plane is it?
It's a Cessna 172. It's a standard training plane. And so if you're interested in getting flight lessons, they're taking off, heading north just south of Britannia Road and showing some of the farms to the west and also the escarpment. You know, seeing some beautiful fall colors. It's one of the best flights I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, the colors were just fantastic. I was hoping to get some views over the escarpment, but if you want to see that, just go over to video 1, which we took in the spring, I think, of 2012.
Yes. And this is just crossing Britannia Road, heading north. You see some of the large horse farms and properties. It's all in the Greenbelt area to the west of Tremaine Road, which is a protected area and won't be built on.
Okay, so we get our first views of the town here, and that's an important point you just mentioned about not really building anything west of town. I mean, past Tremaine, you've basically got the proposed university, and that's about it.
Yeah, there's that in this area to the north. You're looking up at Spring Ridge Farms and Bell School Line, and also the escarpment, which is also protected in the NEC area. This is something that people don't realize, is that Milton does have its limits. And what you're seeing here is a lot of protected land, a lot of beautiful farmland and custom-built homes, which you have a number of people that are interested in. And didn't you just sell one recently on Bell School Line?
Yeah, definitely. We had a great home right on the top of the escarpment and about 3 acres of land. I mean, that's what people go to the rural sections for, is to really get the views, get the privacy, the peace and quiet. So we're heading right over the Harrison neighborhood right now. And any thoughts about the Harrison neighborhood? We're passing over the gas line right there.
Yeah, the gas line trail is just being finished this year, and you should be able to walk actually eventually from Tremaine Road right to James Snow Parkway. You're looking at the new Madame homes just north of Louis St. Laurent, which will be finished next year. You can just see the bridge in the distance, which is now being completed. And this will connect up Tremaine Road right over to James Snow, so it'll make a bypass of Derry Road and give you some more. Also, you're looking to the top right-hand corner of the picture. You have 2 new commercial buildings, the Fieldgate Commercial and Man, which will have 2 new grocery stores and about 100,000 square feet of retail, including 3 banks. You know, also the new Jean Vanier School, and also the new sports bubble will be being built over the soccer field there. That should be finished later this fall. And you're looking north of the Wilmot neighborhood now, which is being finished off. You have the new Madame condos. This is Highway 25. We're heading east now, looking north into the Beatty area. Do you want to say something about the Beatty neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, really, people ask us what's a good neighborhood to buy, what's going to appreciate, and really we find the people that subscribe to the east who really like being a little closer to the city. It's a little bit of a shorter commute to work. The land is a little bit bigger in the new areas, and then you've got the people in the west who like a little bit of a newer house, less than 5 years old. They like the views of the escarpment. So it's really, there's no winner there. It's just a personal preference thing. But I live in the Beatty neighborhood. I really like it. There's a lot of stability there in terms of schools, and some of the commercials already been built.
It's now crossing James Snow and Britannia. James Snow is planned to connect with Neogawa and 407 for new interchange in about 10 years' time. This is something you can see the farmlands there. This is the other south end of Neogawa and 407 looking north. It's something that the Halton region is planning on putting a 4-lane road up to connect with Milton, so you have another access rather than Trafalgar Road in 25, and hopefully reduce some of the congestion. Chuck, do you want to describe some of the information? This is now coming up to the Beatty area.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, I live in the Beatty area. I like the fact that it's a little more developed, and we're just crossing over the Union gas line, and so really a trail going from east to west is going to be a fantastic thing for a lot of people in town. biking, taking the kids out. And where the plane is passing over right now is the Derry Green Business Area. And so there's going to be a ample opportunity, I think, for people to live and work probably within 10 minutes of where their house is.
You know, the Derry Green area is about 2,000 acres. The town's planning about 18,000 jobs there. You know, looking north into the 401 Industrial Park, which will have more growth and activity. And then looking off to the east, the Mattamy Patterson area, which should be on the market in December, January, and closings later in 2014, as well as the Tiffany and Crystal homes, which will complete the Clark neighborhood. And also you have existing schools already in place. We're just turning now onto Main Street. You can see as the hydro transformer station and also the GO train line. They currently have 8 trains a day, and Milton and Halton are pushing the province and Metrolinx to have express services and all-day services in the near future. And stay tuned for that, and hopefully we do more updates on this. Now, Chuck, we're just coming over the Dempsey neighborhood, possibly talk about this neighborhood.
Yeah, what I love about Dempsey is it's got great access to the 401. In terms of a commercial center, we're going to pass over the Center for the Arts. This is right at James Snow and Main here. There's some good commercial happening right here. Really the core at James Snow and Steele's, Walmart, Staples, Canadian Tire, Indigo. There's a lot of stuff nearby here. We've got some 4-story condos, which at Bristol on Main and Maple Crossing. We're passing over the Dorset Park neighborhood, which obviously the lots are a lot larger. And as we see the builders start to shrink their, the builder lots get smaller and smaller, it seems like every year, we start to see more people that really have demand for these streets. There's a lot of little cul-de-sac streets. Passing along Main, do you want to talk a little bit more about what the future holds for some of the buildings on the north and south side?
Yeah, originally these buildings were built in the 1970s and 80s in an industrial area, but they're being converted to commercial uses as well as intensification. Look at the Main Street underpass, which should be completed in 2015, and you'll see a lot of 4 to 14-story buildings on these north and south sides. So we basically have a center of intensification, so you can actually walk to the GO station rather than have to use a parking lot, heading over the Milton Mall and the Green Life building, and also some of the older lots in the downtown area. Also, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, the Green Life building, you can see the solar panels. It's got the lowest condo fees in Canada because it recaptures so much energy with geothermal heat, the solar panels. Very interesting, unique project, and we hope that more builders start to pay attention to what Delridge has done there. And so we're looking at Drury Park right now. There's a lot of questions that people have about Drury Park. I think why it's so popular is because it combines somewhat of a manageable property with a bungalow, and we don't really find a lot of development for the 50-plus crowd. I mean, if you don't want to live in a condo or you don't want a massive piece of land, it can be challenging. And so hopefully we're going to see some builders start to adjust their strategy, not just to the young families, but also the more mature crowd too.
Yeah, we're just heading over Nipissing Road. This is part of the Urban Growth Center, which is mandated by the province, and it's called Places to Grow, where we're looking at about 40% of new growth being in existing urban areas. So you'll see a lot of this area changing over the next 5 to 10 years into more live-work style homes, retail, and offices. So we have more people actually working in town and less commuting. Now looking at a good view of the Dorset Park, which is a mature 40-year-old neighborhood, and heading downtown, and just describing some of the features of the downtown area, Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, downtown is, we've got the farmers market that happens from May to October, which is, I think, one of the big benefits of living in Milton. And you'll notice just west here as we look towards the escarpment, Mount Nemo, really there's nothing planned west. It's all protected escarpment land. So we are reaching a physical barrier to the west of how far the builders can go. And so most of the development is going to happen to the south, as you're seeing in this video.
Actually, in the top right corner is 150 acres the town just acquired between Bronte Street and Scott Boulevard, north to the CPR tracks. That's going to be a major community park, similar to Chinguacousy Park in Brampton. And this is now getting into the Scott neighborhood, where you can see some infilling being finished off here, and looking at Bronte Street southwards, about 4 intensification projects. So you're going to see a lot of changes in this neighborhood, and also quite convenient to downtown. If you want to describe this area.
Yeah, so we're just passing, the plane is just going over the new Green Life building, the phase 2. We can see a lot of the commercial projects along Bronte there. This neighborhood really, if somebody is looking for a home less than 5 years old, this is the place to be. You're going to notice there's a little bit of transition with schools here. You're going to find that there's just not enough capacity for the schools and the spillover. So they tend to play a little bit of catch up. The rest of the province is closing schools. We just can't keep up with the demand.
Yeah. That's one of the interesting things about Milton. We're actually the youngest community in the GTA. Average age is 34, and the fastest growing age group is age 3 and under. It's heading over the Derry Road underpass. This is the bypass right now. It should be completed by fall of 2014, so it'll make it easier. And also some of the new areas along Bronny Street South, just south of McLaughlin. Now have a number of townhouses, semis, and links in this area, built by Madame and other builders. And also heading back to the Jean Vanier School and the 2 commercial areas, which should be finished in 2014. Chuck, do you want to describe this area?
Yeah, I mean, this is really when I was talking about the next phase, the next wave happening south of Louis St. Laurent. We're just passing over the underpass right there. And you said that's about maybe just under a year before it's completed?
2 years, yeah.
Okay, great. And so this is all going to be homes.
Yeah,
so it's amazing to watch. Velodrome's coming up, which is a very exciting thing to talk about.
Yeah, this is Milton is actually now it's part of the Pan Am Games. This is the Velodrome for cycling. Also is used for the infield area, which the town assisted in purchasing about 20,000 square feet of floor space for volleyball, basketball, community events, concerts, and other venues. And it should be finished by the fall of 2014 to help for hosting the Pan Am Games in July 2015. This is all part of the Milton Education Village, which hopefully we should hear about very soon from the province in regards to Laurier University's application for a 3,000 student campus there. And they are part of the project with 400 acres, including Sheridan College, an innovation center, as well as a school and residential areas. We're just looking to the east now. You can see the ring of it. This is progressing quite quickly with a lot of steel on site, and you'll be seeing the roof probably going on later in the spring. That's the main road, Louis St. Laurent, which will connect right across and also be the main entrance to the university. The town's been working on this for the last 5 years. We hope to have this where you can actually live, work, and be educated in Milton, so you don't have your kids leaving town.
Yeah, so a lot of development. Even we passed over the hospital. We didn't talk about it, but there's a lot of plans for the expansion for the hospital.
Yeah,
too.
that was just announced last week of the tripling of the hospital, which should start construction in 2015, completion in 2018. And now looking across at the, we're just finishing off our flight and also the Boyne survey, but hopefully we can do this again next year.
Yeah, it seems like every year there's just so many changes. How many people a year move to Milton?
On average, is 6,000 to 8,000 people a year.
Wow.
And we're going to have a little slowdown the next year while they get the Boyne area ready, but it's going to be quite exciting to see all these changes. And also highlight that it's an opportunity to work in the community.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on our next flight.
Take care.